Hello everyone, welcome to Viking TV Sweden. Hofferino is here with
Mindful.
Yeah.
We're finally back after some, well, quite big changes in our lives, basically.
Yep. We're not based in Gothenburg anymore. We're in Stockholm and we are streaming out in the woods.
Yeah, at the moment we are actually using my mobile phone to broadcast these games. Yeah.
And we will see how that goes. But let's, what do you say in English? Hold our thumbs. Do you say that as well?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed, and we hope that this will work. Because if it works, we will be streaming a lot more frequently than we have done in the past week or two.
Precisely. Alright, so we are going into our first game for tonight. It is between Viking TV's very own Earl against Garritos, a Zerg player.
Yep.
Both of them are top masters, I think. I know Earl was before. He hasn't really played that much on the ladder recently. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And a new addition to Viking TV Clan, Earl.
Yeah, exactly. Viking TV Clan has actually increased its play pool quite drastically in the last few days, basically.
Yeah, and we'll go into some competitive gaming as well.
Yeah, right. So, in the bottom right position, playing as the red Zerg, it is Garritos. Yeah, and I need to learn these new keys.
And representing Viking TV, playing as the pink Terran, it is ERL or Earl. So, Mindful, as you said here, we haven't really seen Earl play that much on the ladder, so not really any information for us to where he actually is right now. Seems like Garritos, at least, he has the rank. I haven't costed him anything actually in the previous Go for SE2, so I have no idea actually about his skill. Moves out with one drone here, scouting drone actually, and that's quite unusual if you consider Zerg players.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit surprised to see this. This is a map where you are quite frequently experiencing 3 Rex Reapers, so it might be just a safety precaution to spot any early aggression in the forms of Reapers. And as we can see here, there are 3 barracks, and this is spotted by Garridos. So some good solid scouting there by Garridos, finding out about these barracks.
Absolutely, and
if we look back at Garridos' base, we see that the spawning pool has not really gotten that far. He did go for that 17 hatch first, which means that it won't really have that much to offer in terms of defense in the early game.
Exactly, so the question is here, what damage will Earl be able to do here? Because if he is able to snipe 1 or 2 queens that Garridos has produced, he will actually have a really tough time, Garridos then, to defend it with only Zerglings, I think, because his speed will be a bit later if he would have gone for the pool first. We can see Roach Warren going down fast here just to enable him to easier defend against the Reapers, but even though he gets the Roaches, it's not certain that he can protect if the Reaper count is enough.
Oh, exactly, and you see he's building queens, he's getting some links to start off with.
Game paused.
Oh, some lag here for Earl, it seems like. So, well, 1 Reaper is up here in the base, in the main of Garridos here, so we'll see here if he's able to do anything. The queen seems to be almost finished up here. I guess he will move the second queen up as well from his second base. He's not mining at the second base, so not really he got a small economical advantage here with 3 more drones compared to Earl, but still it's not like, I mean, if he loses the queens, for example, here in the beginning, he will probably have a hard time just keeping his mineral line safe. So it all comes down to maybe the next minute or so.
Yeah, precisely. It all depends on how much damage Earl can do with his Reapers before the Roaches arrive. It's also very important for him to keep them alive. If he manages to micro them well and manages to keep them alive, in the long run the amount of Reapers will just spiral out of control, and that will easily wreck what Garridos can actually make.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now.
And also we can see a second Reaper is about halfway through the map, so he will have some extra firepower here for the Reapers, but I mean, it seems like we will have a steady stream here of Reapers, so, well, it seems like the ping is going down for Earl here, but Garridos not very happy about this, it seems like.
No, but at the same time I really do think that he should be letting that slide. I mean, how much is it really to ask for in terms of waiting time? I mean, we did go at precisely the 7-minute marker or 7-hour marker, so I mean, he hasn't really been waiting that much tonight. Alright, so we are going here in just 3 seconds, and the first Reaper is on creep right now, gonna meet these Zerglings. Yeah. We'll see what Earl can actually do here.
And I mean, just if he's able to snipe 1 or 2 drones here in the beginning, that will actually be quite big. We can see the Reapers putting down some grenades here as well. 1 drone is so low here, 1 hit and it's down, but the Queen is out here, 1 Reaper quite low, and we can see the 3rd Reaper coming in, soon a 4th here as well, and these Lings won't be able to do it, and we can see Earl moves back there, good micro, and this Queen is actually really low right now.
Yeah, and he's going to get to that mineral line as well, and now he's actually forcing Garridos to pull his mineral line.
Yeah, exactly, and we can see 5 Reapers here now, but however there are Roaches now in Garridos' base here, 3 of them, 4 of them actually, and right now it doesn't seem like Earl has the amount of Reapers that he needs to actually fend off these Roaches. So I think he should move down actually to the cliff and try to get Garridos to move here, because right now he's adding on Roaches just to get to an amount that won't allow Earl to actually come into the base anymore. So this is, well, Earl is basically playing on time. However, he is ahead in workers right now, and that is, I mean, still, even though he's going for somewhat of an all-in here, he has the economy to get an expansion here in the next couple of minutes if he wants to, but it seems like he's still producing a lot of Reapers here. So well, Garritus is not really resupplying that much, so Earl is just waiting until he has the amount of Reapers that he needs to start to try to ship in on these roaches. 2 Ravagers here as well up at the cliff, some extra range there from the cliff, and also the corrosive bile that can prevent Earl to actually move in or move back a bit.
Yeah, so the thing that's happening right now is that what Earl is doing is he is massing up Reapers. He's trying to find that spot where he actually gets some grenade hits, because he needs to bring down a few roaches now, because this is where the Zerg is actually starting to feel a bit comfortable and can start to drone again. Because you could see for a while there that Earl was actually ahead in worker count, but now when Garritus is starting to feel safe, he can drone again, and that is when the Reaper harass is actually losing its momentum a bit.
Exactly.
It's actually quite a decent defense that Garritus have shown us here against Earl.
At the same time, Earl is not making it really difficult for Garritus to defend this, because he's basically just moving here at the entrance of the second base here, instead of trying to move up and down the cliffs. I think he could actually spread out the defense of Garritus a bit more.
Yeah, I think that what Earl is lacking right now is forcing the hits on the creep tumors, the one that he actually got that right now, because he would have needed to kill that creep off between the natural and the main.
1 Ravager goes down, but to the cost of 2 Reapers there, and we can see here Earl is trying to move away. There's an Overlord here scouting out everything that is going on though. And well, Earl needs to get the roaches out here on the... Oh, that's a good grenade hit actually. A lot of roaches took some damage there, and that was basically what Earl was waiting for, I think. But some good micro here from Garritus actually fence off that push up the cliff edge there. So, but at the same time, we can see now Earl, he has actually taken that second base, and he is transitioning into Marines and Marauders here. Steam is being researched as well, and he's just buying some time here with his Reaper, and these Reapers will still be a threat, just considering the sheer amount of Reapers that Earl has over there. Fully saturated second base here for Garritus, taking the third as well. At the same time, this third is really delayed actually.
Yeah, I mean the third of Garritus is really late when you come to think of it. In terms of Zerg timings, having a third base after 7 minutes, that's way too late in terms of lava production and also just mining time.
Yeah. What time would you like to have that third base?
Basically, you aim for getting that around 3.5 minutes against her, and it's kind of usual to get it sometime around there. It is harder when you're pressured like this against a Reaper harass, but when you go up to like a 7-minute marker, it's a bit too much.
Yeah. And I mean, if we look here, basically Earl will have the same upgrades on his Marines and Marauders as Garritus will have on his Roaches and Queens if he decides to push out with them as well. But what the problem here for Garritus is that, well, he has the third base and he's going immediately for a fourth. So I really like that decision, because he's trying to catch up here now, but at the same time he will actually... Taking that third will mean that he won't be able maybe to produce a lot of army for a while, or what do you think?
No, it means that he has committed to getting that fourth. It's 300 minerals, and it's an investment that really does delay his army count. But at the same time, Garritus has a lot of drones right now, and he needs to put them somewhere. He's already invested in the drones, and he has to put them somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, as I said twice, it's kind of reasonable to get it when you in that position. I'm not really sure how much damage Earl can really do with this
has
push.
Actually moved into the second base here with his Reaper, so he's trying to do some damage here to the mineral line, and we can see the problem here now for Garritas. He's trying to micro here, micros really efficiently against the main army here, and the Reapers are trapped in here right now, but he was only able to get 2 drones there, so good defense there from Garritas.
Yeah, he must have saved them somehow, because he went down to 56 for a while there, so he has been building something with drones as well.
And here comes a scary roach push from Garritas here. Not really that much here to defend this push for Earl. At the moment, he needs to get more units, and we can see the amount of roach and ravagers here. This will be really tough for Earl to defend. He has been a bit behind here now, and well, some good tank micro there, and there goes the tank. Actually, I think this will be too hard for Earl.
Yeah, there's a GG.
So good solid defense there from Garritas, just countering that early harass from Earl, and that gave him the victory basically.
Yeah, so really surprised about this. Actually, I have to say that it really didn't make that much sense for Earl. I think he spent a bit too much time trying to figure out how to use the Reapers in a good way. He just used a lot of time in just dancing around, not really getting that much value out of it. And the main thing was that it never got to the main. He just stayed outside the natural, and that was, I think, that was just a bit of a questionable move. So yeah, sad
exactly.
to see Earl go, and that was basically our one of our 2 remaining Viking TV hopes when it comes to the clan. See if we might be able to cast Pillow later on. The guy that got 1 game out of Naniva.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I guess we are going to go for a quick break while we wait for the next game to start. And yeah, in the meantime, guys, don't forget to click that follow button if you want to, and we'll be back shortly with our next game.
Indeed. Okay, so I guess we are just waiting for the game to start here now.
Yep, and it will be Papi Joe versus Jogo.
Yes, exactly.
It's Jogo, yeah, exactly. Jogo.
Jogo.
Alright, so we still have a few Scandinavians left in the tournament. And Papi Joe has promised me that he will do his best to continue to win. And hopefully he'll do just that. We'll see how it goes on Apotheosis.
PVZ.
Yeah, so Protoss. Nice.
Zerg. Nice.
StarCraft.
Nice. It's a best of one still. This is the last round with best of one. So the next round in the tournament will be best of 3. And
in the bottom right position, playing as the blue Zerg, it is Jogo.
And from Denmark, representing Red Bloods, playing as the orange Protoss, it is Papi Joe. Well, we have seen Papi Joe quite a lot in Go for SC2 when we have casted the tournaments, and I think he has always been performing well. We can see a quite sneaky pylon here, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because he was supply blocked, and I was thinking, whoa, is he AFK? And I couldn't see his probe on the map at first, but we can see here now that this will be a 4-gate. Yeah. I haven't seen this in a long time, and this is actually quite exciting. Jogo won't have a single clue about this for a while at least.
He is moving an Overlord to somewhere close at least.
Yeah, he is actually gonna spot this in about 20 seconds. So at the same time, this is spotted a bit sooner than it should be. I do have to say that the damage will already be done unless Jogo has some aces up his sleeve. We can see he's going to spot it right about there. He goes. The correct response to this is just trying to produce units. We can see that right now he's still droning. He's still not seeing it. There it is. Here he sees it now. And yeah, he'll have 4 zealots in his base in a matter of about 1 minute. We can see a spine crawler going down in the main.
Exactly, and we can see that Papi Joe is actually not doing anything to go away from the zealots. I mean, he's not building a cybernetics core. Seems like he's adding on a gas now, so and these lings will not have a chance against these zealots here. These 4 zealots and 4 more are being produced here, so well, I think that I don't know if Papi Joe will actually be able to do something up here, because he will be up against 2 spine crawlers here. He can actually hit the... Oh, look at the speed that he kills this spawning pool, and these lings can't go in because there's simply too many zealots here, and 4 more are actually attacking the second base now of Jogo. So the first roaches are about to pop out, or the first roach that is. 1 lonely 3 lings here actually, so Jogo is trying to do some counter attack here at least. However, he will lose the larva, the extra larvas that he has in the second base, because it goes down right now basically, and there are a lot of zealots here now. Just actually that roach, 2 more roaches here. He will try to probably take out that pylon, or he's actually moving just across the map, maybe into the map, into the main of Papi Joe. And right now, as it looks, it's not much at home for Papi Joe to defend anything like this. We can see he's also trying to chip in on the gas income here for Papi Joe, so he won't be able to get that mothership core.
No, but some good defense there with his probes. Really have to say that Papi Joe is doing the utmost to defend against the Zerglings. And Zerglings in a low mount against workers aren't really that good actually. They do trade quite evenly, and you really do need to get some kind of surround against workers to really be able to trade better. As of right now, it seems as if Papi Joe is going to be able to defend against the little push that Jogo tried to do, but it looks like he'll lose all of these gateways, and that is quite big. I mean, that's a lot of an investment as well. But at the same time, Jogo is just on one base. He will be lava starved.
And as you can see, he actually gets the trap there around that. And look at these roaches, they are so low. I mean, basically 2 hits and they are dead. But a lot of lings here, together with 2 fully healthy roaches, will probably kill a bunch of these zealots. He is losing his lings though, and at the same time he's starting to fall behind in worker count. However, Papi Joe can't really produce anything. He will get the oracles here. I really like that choice, and he's also going for the mothership core. I mean, so he will be able to defend somewhat okay against the roaches with his mothership core and the oracle, I think. But at the same time, he doesn't have any units except that.
Oh, exactly, but he has one defensive overcharge ready here, and he actually looks as if.
Oh, and that's a big pickup.
Yeah, it actually is.
And we can see here the here comes the oracle. So let's see, is he able to defend this? He really needs to get one of those ravagers down. One is down at least, and the second one, is he able to get that one hit? It's so close to go down, but
it actually goes down.
He got out these corrosive bile. The last hit there from the corrosive bile brought down that pylon, which unpowered the Stargate. So right now, I think this is starting to look like a really even game, actually. To be honest, it feels like Papi Joe is a bit behind since he doesn't have any production really at the moment. One overcharge there will be enough to fend off that push, and we can see that Papi Joe will try to wall in his base here with some gateways here, and he actually decides to push in here. One more pylon goes down here. 1 roach and 4 lings shouldn't be able to do anything here against this lonely oracle, actually. Seems like he's actually able to maybe 3 drone probes down, I mean, but where is the second oracle over here? So is there any defense at all for Jogo to defend against this oracle in his second base? Not at the moment, but it's a spore here now, so should be okay there. What do you think about this standing right now between the 2 players? Is someone ahead, or are they even?
It's quite even. What I would like to see is actually Papi Joe trying to get a pylon up on that 4 gate that he has. That would really increase the amount of units that he could pull out. And I mean, seeing how Jogo has not gone for the gateways, that would be I mean, it wouldn't really cost that much to get it up. And he has the 2 oracles that can help with defending the gateways. But as we can see right now, Jogo is actually deciding to start to break these down, and he will do that in quite a short time, actually.
Yeah, he has at least 15 lings over there, I think, and even more coming in now. So about 20 lings, maybe 25 even. Yeah,
so but what Papi Joe managed to do there was keeping the Berserk 1 base and getting a second base itself up before Jogo, which means that he has played it quite well, and he hasn't really lost anything in doing this, even though he had to trade away all of these gateways. It's just that it might seem a bit like a failed 4-gate, because he didn't get as much damage done as he could have. I think he could have actually gotten that spawning pool if he had decided to waste like 2 zealots.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it now, when we have the result here, I actually think that he should have gone for that spawning pool, because what Jogo did there was to actually go straight for a counter push, and that I think that counter push actually did some damage, a bit too much damage actually, against Puppy Joe. He should, I mean, without the spawning pool, he wouldn't be able to do that counter push. So he would have only had the roaches basically, and not the lings. So I don't know.
Yeah,
right now a lot of lings are actually moving in here, and Yogo is just keeping the pressure up here, taking down the pylons here of and also denying that base, and he's not cancelled by Puppy Joe. He actually loses 300 minerals there.
Yeah, that is a big pickup actually, and really wasteful as well. No force field going down either for Puppy Joe here. He actually tries to get a good lock in there, but actually doesn't manage to do that. There's 2 more adepts being walked in right now. It won't really be possible for Puppy Joe to get that 3rd up before he manages to sneak a few pylons up, because he needs that overcharge. He really does need it to keep the base up.
Exactly, and it's really hard for him to get these pylons up when Yogo is constantly putting pressure here with this amount of lings. And soon we will probably see Mutas as well, just for that map control. And we can see the base is saved this time, and now the pylons are up, so this will be really hard for Yoga to push in on.
Yeah, and now we can actually go with this Oracle and try to get some drones out as well. He doesn't need it for defense as much as he needed it before. You can see it's gonna try to move in now. Not entirely sure how much it will actually be able to do. He does spot the Spire though, so he knows that there will be mutas.
Yeah, and a large amount of mutas are actually being produced right now, 12, so that is a good muta count to start off with, even 13, 14 now, so he will have quite a dangerous muta ball here immediately actually.
Oh, actually doesn't get that force field down, and that is so big. All of these links are in now, and yeah, I have to say that this is a really sloppy play from Puppy Joe, not walling in himself with the sentry. He had one job with that sentry basically.
Yeah, exactly. And right now we can see 7 probes are killed here, and the mothership does what it can to actually defend this push. And well, the damage has been done, and here comes the mutable as well, so not enough phoenixes I think to actually do something about this, and he doesn't have the overcharges either. I mean, only 3 phoenixes here at the moment, and look at that pylon that is powering the stargates.
Yeah, he actually doesn't even manage to get that last phoenix out.
Oh, exactly. He really needs to get that pylon up again so he gets more phoenixes out, because these mutas can just stay over here and do a ton of damage. 14 probes down now with these mutas, and this is starting to look quite grim here for Puppy Joe. Doesn't really have an answer to this mutable as for now, and really needs to get that pylon up. But I think actually too many workers has been killed here now, and almost 1 phoenix down. 1 phoenix is down now. Some stalkers here just trying to defend, but look at the power of these phoenixes. But if he loses more phoenixes, I mean, he will be in a really tough spot here.
A lot of mutas are really low though, and they are going to be able to get sniped off quite soon, which means that this muta harass will be stopped for the time being. Look at this now, there's just 4 mutas left.
Yeah, and 1 phoenix with really low health here, but I mean, still, look at what... I mean, Puppy Joe is down to 26 workers right now. He's mining from 1 base fully, basically, and he can't really produce any phoenixes right now, and here comes the Ling push as well, so together with Muta push soon, I think. So this will be a tough spot here for Puppy Joe to actually defend, and he doesn't have the mothership core either.
But look at this, there's actually an Archon here. Archons that are so powerful against Zerglings.
Yeah, but this goes down.
Yeah, getting a good surround there on that Archon, and I think he also lacks some of the necessary upgrades for these units actually, because I mean, Jogo is on +1 and Puppy Joe is still 0/0, which means that the Archon isn't as tanky as it should be.
Yeah, and he will lose a lot of workers here now as well, it seems like. But some good micro here, running back and forth there at the pylons. Puppet Joe has the Stalker here to protect his main. The Lings are going down here, so and here comes the Oracle to help out as well. And we can also see one new mothership core here for Puppet Joe. So for now at least he holds this push, but look at Yogo, he's up at 5 bases right now. And here comes another Muta push. And this is really scary. I mean, the amount of Mutas here, I don't really know how many there is, but 25 Mutas here. And how many Phoenixes? 1. He has some Archons though, I think. There's the GG.
There's GG.
Too many Mutas basically.
Yeah, I did get too many workers, which sadly meant that Puppet didn't really have that much to come back with after the first Muta harassment. So I think that was a really good choice from Jogo to stay in the winner line with the Mutas. And yeah, hard for Puppet Joe to really come back from that. The 4-gate didn't do as much damage as she wanted it to, and that was also a bit of a I don't know what to call it, a downer. And it did feel like it sort of set the sort of set the tempo of the whole game. After not really succeeding with the 4-gate, it just kind of evolved into this game where the Zerg was, or Joker rather, was just steadily chipping back on the map and getting a control that he wanted and getting the damage done so he could win.
And I really think what you pointed out early in the game, right after he had fended off that first push from, or maybe it was the second even, from Yogo, to just get a pylon up there at his 4 gateways down there, because that would have given him a lot of production actually. And as you said, together with those 2 oracles, I mean, he would have easily defended that Ling push, for example, when they came in, if he would have saved the energy instead of trying to get the workers there. Maybe he should have been a bit more passive and not go for that harass that he did, and instead get the production up, and once he had the adept speed, for example, warp in a bunch of adepts just to do some real damage there to Yogo's mineral line. But
Precisely.
Moving on, really fun to see that Helton actually won against SPR here, so he is in the quarterfinals, and at least we have one Scandinavian here in the quarterfinals.
Oh yeah, and the other might be Multi, unless he fails against
Alive,
the Korean.
Tough match, but
I guess we'll try to get Helton then in the next game.
Yeah, sounds good. I have messaged him, so but for now we'll take a short break and be back with the next match.
All right, stay with us, guys.
Yep. are back with the quarterfinal here between Yogo and Helton. What? Okay.
Alright, so in the bottom right position, playing as the pink Terran, it is Helton.
And his opponent playing as the blue Zerg, it is Yogo. I actually thought it was a CVC because I thought Yogo said that in the chat, but...
Yeah, he did, but I mean, Helton is a Terran, so I didn't understand why he said that.
Weird stuff, weird stuff.
At the same time, I feel like I'm always pointing out errors in the chat about different kinds of things. So I thought that I'm just not gonna bother. And I think that's
good.
A good idea.
You are growing, Mindful.
Thank you, as a caster.
Exactly. Well, hatch going down here for Yogo. We saw Yogo win against Puppy Joe on Apotheosis. What do you think about King Sejong Station Zerg against Terran?
Yeah, I have one word for it. Cancer.
Cancer.
Nah, but I really don't enjoy playing as Zerg on this map. It's just, if we quickly take a look at this cavern, for example, it's just so easy for a Terran to utilize the elevator function of the medevac together with the tank, and just poking holes into the mineral line of the natural. At the same time, you can do the same onto the main, and you can do the same to the third and to the fourth, and it's all kinds of struggling tank drops, and I just don't like it.
Cancer.
Yeah, it's just cancer. But at the same time, we've seen some good Zergs do some tremendous plays on this map. For example, I remember True going for queen drops in the mineral line of the opponent. That was fucking epic. So I mean, there are moments where Zergs shine on King Sejong Station as well. It's just not me.
Well, we can see one Reaper here going out for Helton. Seems like it's just a scouting Reaper, no really follow-up. He's adding on one barrack, one factory as well, and his second base. So, well, just gathering some information. You can see that there are 6 lings here from Yogo, and also a queen and some drones here. I managed just to get one of these safety lings. And he will spot the third base here as well, so he knows that Yogo is going, well, at least somewhat greedy, I think.
Yeah, that was a rather fast third, for sure. But also, at the same time, it's kind of a weird opening from Yogo, because he gets one pair more lings than normal, so 6 lings. He's going for a quick third, and then he loses one Zergling and wants to get the rocks. I could have imagined that he wanted 6 Zerglings to get the rocks down faster, but at the same time, then you don't really want to chase off the Reaper. You just want to keep it out of the mineral line and wait for the queen.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now he's basically almost down to 4 foldings anyway, and it will take forever to get the rocks down.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Starport being added here for Helton as well, and he will go this jump. I would call that place the jump.
Oh,
and
alright.
Well, a good grenade there actually, and Yogo manages to save that one low drone, and Helton, he gets the information that he needs, I guess, but nothing really to see there in the main that he hasn't already seen. Evolution Chamber goes up right after it, but you can see the stim halfway through here, a switcheroo with the factory and starport, so what will we see here? 2 medivacs and maybe mine or something coming out from the factory, or nothing at all. Seems like a quite heavy marine push that will come out here eventually from Helton.
Yeah, this is actually the rather standard 2 medivac drop that a lot of Terrans do. And it's really efficient on maps where you can efficiently drop. As I said before, King Sejong Station being a map where you can easily drop.
Exactly.
So we'll see now if Helton can do some damage with it as well. I bet he'll be able to if he just micros these well.
What is the status of the rocks there at
They
Yogo?
are still up, and actually only at 50%.
And that is quite big actually. If Helton actually spots that, he will be able to do some really annoying harasses using the rocks there, but it seems like he's actually going straight in here for the third base, and these lings are actually quite off position here, out of the creep here against Marines with stim here. He goes for the creep tumors here, goes into the oh, so close to get that queen. One more queen, however, and he gets a decent run, but good pickup there for Helton. Manages to save all Marines except for 2, and the Reaper goes down as well. So he is actually looking quite good. He can take his time, heal up these Marines, and go for another push here soon. And maybe even reinforcing these Marines with some more, I don't know. He needs to get out some medivacs though, in order to do that. He actually builds 2 of them, so might actually stay back here for a while and reinforce his. You can see he's actually doing quite a lot of damage to the lings there, but loses a couple of Marines as well. But right now, Helton is just keeping his ground here outside the creeps, not really able to push in here. 3 queens are enough here to actually keeping him away from that third base, and we can see as well that I think the third base of Helton is completed here. He's actually getting the orbital command here as well, and here comes the second wave of Marines here. He will reinforce this push, and Yoga's actually taking a really offensive 4th base here.
Yeah, that is actually quite greedy, I have to say. I think this push will be able to do a lot of damage, especially as we don't really see in the banelings right now. The links are not even produced yet. He's gonna lose 2 queens here together with the creep tumor, and that 4th is not gonna. He actually managed to cancel this hit. And we can see here now 3 banelings is the only thing that he has right now, and the banelings will do a lot of damage if they connect.
Oh, that's a good baneling hit actually. I think didn't really manage to get into the.
No, it was just a kind of a outside splash. Yeah. Alright, at the same time, the push that comes here now from Yoga is not really going to do that much. There's a complete wall in at the second together with a tank, and now the drop is there as well, being able to help out with defending. What Yoga could do now is do a kind of a baneling bust, I guess, but at the same time he doesn't really have that much to produce, so he can get a good baneling hit. Because if you look at the bank count of Yoga, it's not really that much in it when it comes to. It actually spirals out of control a bit now when I said it, in terms of gas.
Yeah.
He's kind of mineral heavy as well. I'm not really sure what if he's not keeping up on his lava injects, for example. It seems that he has a micro hatchery as well, as he is producing lings. He really does need that. I guess that 4th of his, he wanted to get that out sooner so he could really macro away. And losing it meant that he would start to float a bit for a while.
And also starting to produce a lot of links now, so he is probably going to focus now on doing some damage here to Helton, maybe try to get that third base, or as you said, a baneling bust to the wall there just to get inside that second base. But we can see an medivac going in here, and I don't think he has actually brought down the rocks as of yet, right?
No, at the same time I'm not entirely sure what Helton wants to do except cleaning up creep. I think that is the main focus of this drop. Just keep the creep back from the natural here, and yeah, just have control over the Zerg, not letting that creep spiral out of control. As it means having links a lot faster in your base in terms of letting creep go too far.
Yeah, exactly. And well, Helton, he is mining from 3 bases right now. He's building his 4th away as well. I mean, I think that 4th might actually become a planetary. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say that is kind of usual. Well, yeah, exactly. This is going to be a planetary. I would actually like to see a 4th being a planetary as well, but doesn't really seem like it wants to do that yet.
Run by here gets a really good surround here as well. On the Marines,
will this mine go down?
Oh, it's so close.
It actually does, and gets sort of a good connect there. The forces are coming back now for Helton, and the only thing that he really did lose there was the Marines. and had to cancel that CC. But I have to say that I think it should have waited a bit. It should have actually seen if there was a Ling run by in the back of the map there, because kind of just invited Jogo to go in and wreck.
The problem here for Helton is that Jogo is just buying time. I mean, we can see now the first ultras are starting to come out. Admiral Glance soon finished. Cadmus plating is also started here. So, well, this is what you see basically in most of the servers is Terran matchup right now. They buy time with Lings and Banelings, and then they go with the ultras basically. And the infestors are already out here, decent energy as well. We'll have a bit more once the ultras join in as well. So liberators, however, can't really do that much against liberators when you only have Lings and Banelings and ultras. So I really would like to see some queens join in here as well. And annoying liberator can actually do some decent damage here, but here comes a lot of queens. But look at the energy of these queens.
Oh my god, that is a big fungal.
Yeah, he basically got the whole army there. Also, all the medevacs. Look at how low these medevacs are. And I mean, the army supply right now for Helton is not that good actually. And we can see a drop here with the tanks, but look at the Banelings. They will come in and maybe do some connects here. Good micro there from Helton, staying away from the Banelings. One ultra here though. The chitinous plating is finished, so this ultra is really tanky right now. 3 more are being produced, but Yoga decides to back off. I think that is a wise decision. I mean, he did a lot of damage there to Helton's army, and should maybe just back off until he has enough units to actually go in again. He's up at 4 bases, soon 5, together with a macro hatch. So Helton is at 4 bases, and we'll probably see the planetary here at the more offensive 4th base position, trying to move out here. But this can't be enough to actually do some damage here. Doesn't feel like it, at least.
There's a bit too many ultras right now, actually. I mean, the push that Helton was gonna do there, that was quite scary. But that fungal made the game turn so fast. It was kind of ridiculous.
We can see here
big
now,
fungal again.
Yeah, really good fungal. All the medevacs will probably go down here, unless he actually manages to save these medevacs, but they are really low. And if Terran goes in here as well, and look at the CC here as well, is really low. I mean, these ultras, they are so tanky, and it's not much that Helton can actually do to kill these. The only thing he has right now are a bunch of liberators, and he really needs to siege them up here in order to block off Yogo here. But still, he is only at 3 bases right now, and Yogo is really starting to get the map control that he wants to have with his army composition here. 3-3 almost finished here for Helton, so he has the upgrades, but here are the corruptors as well. And without a lot of marines here, these corruptors will be able to maybe pick off a few of these liberators.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have that much marines on the back though that he needs to. I think, man, I think that Helton is starting to struggle now, just because of the amount of production that he lost early on, or rather the amount of units that he lost. Now he's trying to come back into this, but the amount of ultras that are on the map right now, together with the amount of corruptors, it's just so much really expensive units here that Helton can't really take care of as well as he needs to.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you see him being able to snipe one of the Festus? That was actually a big pickup. Seen a long distance mining here.
I mean, Helton does what he can to try to get some more income here, but we can see he's actually half compared to
big question, but
Yogo.
why don't you chase these with your liberators?
And he could have also put down his CC just to buy some more time there and save that CC instead. But he actually loses this, but finally he has the 4th base up here. But still, I mean, Yogo really has the map control here, and he will try to ship down the rocks here as well, just to do some Ling run-bys here. This should be spotted, however, by Helton, but doesn't really react to it as of yet. Now he comes in with some Marines, but that is basically his whole Marine force. He has a few Marines here, he's still at his Liberators, but look at the Ultras, they just run. I mean, why should Yogo go up there at the ramp where all the Liberators are, when he can just run around them and get straight into the third base here, where all the production is as well. And these Ultras are starting to do some damage here, attacks and goes from behind now. The Liberators change position, there are a lot of Liberators here, and this is not a place where Yoga actually wants to fight, I think. He's starting to lose some Ultras here. The Planetary Fortress goes down really quick here. Helton tries to save it, he should.
Right, so moving into our next